Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Ethan, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons show. I'll have some announcements and a recap for all of you, but before we dive into any of that, we'll go ahead and do some quick player introductions. Nick, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. Hi, I'm Nick. I play Embers of White Ash, the Tabaxi Sunsoul Monk.
Hi, I'm Kay, and I play Lady Elwyn Amalos, who is an Elvish Circle of Milan druid.
And I'm Melissa, and I play Charm, who is a Thri-Kreen Storm.
Stormtrooper. No wonder Charm never hits.
Yeah.
Wormkeeper Ranger.
I played Darth Vertnor. Hi, I'm Zach, and I play Vert, the Artificer, Changeling Armor Artificer.
This bodes really well for our episode.
Yes.
Man.
It's going to be fun. So those announcements I mentioned, we premiere our episodes on YouTube every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Throughout the show, we use a variety of custom items, as well as custom lineages, custom monsters. Be aware of that as you're watching. The character portraits and, there's a lot of art going on in our layout and throughout the show. So it's been done by a variety of artists. So if you see anything that you like, be sure to check out the description for information about who did that specific art and go and support those artists. If you need a refresher on anything that's going on in the campaign, you can check out our campaign wiki at World Anvil. You can also check the video description for links and information about pretty much everything I just mentioned, and there's some other good stuff in there too. For example, there are some links to Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate resources. You can also follow us on co-host. My note still says Twitter. I almost said Twitter, but it's co-host now, at Antiheroes, to see what we're doing, when we're doing it, and all that good stuff. And finally, we just hope you enjoy the show, share with your friends, and come back to watch some more. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and play that intro video.
Pew, 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 pew.
And welcome back. Previously, on Antiheroes Anonymous, the Silver Seekers, who are fresh from thwarting the League of Terror's latest scheme in the Underdark, have learned from their newly turned ally Kashura that their work is far from over. The League's ambitions extend beyond the Stratian Empire, and possibly even beyond the planet of Alen'dal. The League's leaders include not just the defeated Mind Flayer Cephalos, but also a fire giant warlord called Helblinda, a Yuan-Ti general named Ilsish, a pair of dragons known as Nereus the Sky Venom and Daegu the Decayed Death, and a final mysterious member known only as the Dreamer. Their foes are many, but so are their options as they return home to Amberhearth to settle on their next moves. It's too long to wait for it. I'm going to stop.
That's fun.
The group of you emerge from the Underdark. First, you arrive in the dwarven stronghold of Shovel-Sharp Citadel, to which the Underdark tunnels connect. And from there, you set foot out into the blinding summer sunlight of Amberhearth.
Oh, God.
Your eyes have not adjusted to the sunlight in quite some time, and it is bright up here. But as you kind of set forth on the road from Shovel-Sharp Citadel, into Amberhearth proper, you can see that the sun is shining down on this picturesque village that is still a little bit in the process of rebuilding after the devastation wrought on it by a combination of giant ants and powerful gale force winds from below. But there's been a lot of progress. The town is starting to look really good, and it looks a lot better than when you first saw it. There's movement of people everywhere, and even from afar you can sort of hear the sounds of laughter and life. Up on the hill, beyond the city itself, you can see kind of on the edge of a forest and a little bit surrounded by it, your home, the Amberhold, a fortified keep that sits on a hill and watches over the town. I now turn things over to you. What would you like to do? And I'll get some music going.
I think Vert needs a few minutes to adjust because he has like minor sunlight sensitivity, so he's like, oh god, this is the worst.
I like that you're always the first one to mention it, even though mine is like much worse than yours. Being a drow.
I never mentioned it.
But
Okay,
yeah.
so both of us sit back then.
Yeah, both of us are like, oh god! Covering our eyes.
Well, this is Amberhearth. I don't know. Talking to Kishore mostly. We live up there and the rest of the town is there. Have you been here before?
I have to think for a second. Would she have been here before? She shakes her head and says, nope, never been. Came up every now and again in plans that I overheard. Mostly, I think, because erudition's below it, but yeah, I know of it.
Well, yeah, we have some free space in the keep. If you prefer not to do that, I think some of the inns will have been rebuilt by now.
Yeah, she kind of scratches her head and like looks down at the town being rebuilt and kind of looks up at the keep and then looks around at the group of you. And yeah, she... Were you going to say something? Does Elwyn say something?
Nope.
Okay.
Changed my mind.
Yeah, she turns finally back to Embers and says, you know, at least to start, I think I'll pay my own way somewhere.
Sounds good. Was there an inn? We haven't stayed in here because we own property, but...
There's one inn in town. It was kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
And its owner was either killed or
I think
disappeared.
its owner was killed.
Yeah.
Because I remember that we were like, oh, this would be a good place for Nora to take over.
Mm-hmm. So there will be an inn there. You don't know if Nora's arrived while you were gone,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, so I'll just say, okay, well, I can show you the way. And I don't think you will have to pay. They don't really... I'm not really sure how the economy here works, but I don't think there's a lot of money involved.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. I've got some, not a ton, but enough to pay for a little while until I find something to do.
So I'll just show her the way. So I'll meet you back at the keep to the rest of the group.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know about you all, but I need a nice, long, hot bath. I say to the remaining members of the team. I think I'd like to go straight back home.
We can do that.
I like to get a square pizza saw and tie it around my eye. It's too cold, bright, whatever.
Night Mantis will go with you back to the keep.
Good.
Charm?
Yeah, Charm wants to go. I'm trying to think of the name of my friend.
Dot?
Dot, yes.
Yep.
Go check it with Dot.
Okay. Well then, Elwyn and Bert, you two can head back to the keep and get some time there to yourselves, with Night Mantis as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Kashura and Embers can head off into town, and Charm, you're headed into town, but kind of a slightly different direction. So we can follow whoever wants to go first.
I will. I'll go.
Okay. Yeah, Dot's beehives which were kind of destroyed by the ants because they went immediately for the sweet and good-smelling honey. But
The best honey.
where he is setting back up is, I believe, I'd have to check the Amberhearth map, but I believe it's kind of on the northeastern side of the city. So you can head that direction. And yeah, you come into sight of it. The farm is a little ways kind of outside of the main city, but it's got kind of a nice green, grassy area. And there's lots of hives that are in the process of being set back up, and you can hear the buzzing of bees as you come closer.
So, not wanting to startle him, I'll start kind of with a clearing the throat sound that I imagine it would sound like. Like,
Through your telepathy?
yeah. So that I don't startle him like, hi there!
He's there. He's a dwarven guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dwarven man is in like a full beekeeper's suit, but he turns around at your attempt at a throat clear via telepathy, and you can't really see his face beyond like the thick mesh of the beekeeper's helmet. But the figure begins to head your direction, and in just a moment, kind of comes up next to you and far enough away from the bees that it pulls the helmet off and kind of holds it under her hand. It's not a helmet, but you know what I mean, the beekeeper hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stormtroopers on the brain.
And I can't remember what accent he did.
Me neither.
Charm, you're back!
Very good to be back. It was, wow, quite an adventure with this new group of people we have here at the Keep. I'm very happy to be back. How are you? How are things been going here?
His voice was a little bit lower. We'll try that. Well, things are good. Getting set back up here. Not much really happened. I mean, the town's rebuilding, but...
That's what we were hoping. Yeah,
Yep.
once we found the source, it was crazy. We found the wind source.
Well, yeah, we did notice the winds stopped, so we kind of assumed you did what you set out to do.
Yeah, we were successful. Although we heard many rumblings and not so much rumors as warnings about events that are about to unfold soon and about some majorly bad people. And do you remember the place that I rescued you from?
Yeah, you're, is it a colony, or I think it was a colony, not a hive?
Colony, yes, the colony. There's been some rumors that the bad people want to go back down there and utilize those people in their plans.
Well, that doesn't sound good at all.
Well, I think they were kind of on their way towards that end when we left. Did you get that?
Yeah, I never really worked out why they were holding me or what they want. It was something to do with my bees. I don't know. They were never very clear, but could be that things are already in motion. I don't know. I guess I kind of thought maybe once you got me and my bees out of there, everything was all right.
Well, I'm not sure. We've been told that the people that are coming, they're gonna just ramshackle over everybody without pause. We need to gather as many people as we can to help fight against them. And I was thinking that maybe I'd go back there, see if I could be an ambassador and kind of pull them towards the good side.
Yep. Well, I mean, Charm, you're a very charismatic person, more than a lot of people I've met, and I think you could do a lot worse for an ambassador than you. And besides, those are your people, your family, right?
Sort of. I didn't really work in the colony so much. I was border patrol. I was out a lot, which I liked, which is why I liked being with these people so much. Going back there, I'm just afraid that the influence that they've already started showing is going to be too much to overcome. Do you have any advice?
My advice? No, my skill set is this. He gestures towards the hives. I also make a pretty good breakfast, but I mean...
Yeah, you do.
A lot of people around here don't seem to like my desert tastes, I've gathered. That's about all the skills I have. I don't know what advice I could give you, Charm, except... I don't know, this sounds real dangerous. Maybe there's someone you could take with you? I feel real scared about you going alone, and
I know.
as much as I'd like to be there for you, I don't think I'd be any use.
I wasn't considering asking you, but thank you for the offer. I'll have a talk with my new group about it, but I just wanted to get your vibe.
Well, I think, we dwarves, we tend to have a strong feel for family. It's very important, historically, to us. And, I could see why you feel you need to go back as much as... I'm gonna worry about you, Charm, and you can see that he's genuinely... he's concerned.
Well, but that's the thing about the colony down there. There are so many of us. None of us are close. We don't have any tight relationships. It's just... they're all cordoned off into areas. And nobody really mingles so much. So this is going to be a challenge. But I think it's well worth it.
You think they'll let you back in after you sprung me?
This is my greatest worry. It's been a while. I'm hoping they'll have a forgive and forget kind of mentality.
It's possible.
And maybe I could go in and be someone else, because I think that I could change my appearance enough. I might be able to infiltrate without too much problem.
Well, listen, Charm, as much as I think you should always be yourself.
What? You're so sweet, Annie.
You turned it right back around. Look, I think that could be a good idea. I mean, this sounds really important. I understand you've got to do what you've got to do, but just be careful. Promise me you'll be careful.
Well, either they will or they won't, right?
And if they won't, you get out of there and come right back.
I will. I'm thinking of some kind of leverage. If you think of any kind of leverage, we'll have to put our brains on it.
Well, maybe there's something we can do with the bees. I know they wanted something from the bees. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could bring them some of mine. That could be an in.
Okay. Did they work on any? I thought they were working on your brain to go with the bees. I can't remember.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember. Well, if they were, I don't remember it.
Okay. I just knew I had to get you out of there because something wasn't right.
It was weird.
It was weird. The whole place just didn't seem right. All right. Well, I'm glad to say everything's going fine.
Yeah, things are good here.
Good.
I'm really happy you got me out. I'm happy you brought me here. I like it.
Good deal.
And he kind of motion like he's not a huggy person normally, but he does kind of like hold up his arms to see if you want a hug.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah, you kind of
the forearm thing.
Forearm hug.
All over his back.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, but I like it. I'm just really glad you're safe. And, you better stay that way.
Well, I'm sure you'll see me again.
Well, no one else delivers my honey around town like you do, so.
Good price for it, too.
Yeah, he'll go and put his beekeeper hat back on, kind of get back to work.
Okay. See ya!
Wouldn't want to be ya!
There you go. You're bad at book.
Yeah.
That one really stung.
Oh, man. Who wants to go next?
I'll at least do my chores. So I think after I leave, sure, at the end.
Okay.
By the way,
You arrive at the inn.
yeah.
And, just a second. You arrive at the inn, and it's still not fully rebuilt. There are, pieces of the walls that are missing and sections of the roof that are still caved in. And as you peek inside, you can see that there is a anthill coming up from like the center of the place, and the sign that said the deep dive in seems to have fallen off or been taken. Like there's no sign for the place anymore. You kind of go in, but there are like people in there. You can hear them, and as you open the door and kind of go in, you can see them. And some tables have been set up, kind of like around this giant anthill in the center of the room. Makeshift bar has kind of been set up, and you can smell from the kitchen the familiar smells of Nora Frothtanker's cooking.
Hold on. I think there's 2 songs playing right now.
Oh, are there?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot to turn off one of them before I started
Okay.
Glitter Blast.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, listeners. I'm not as good at audio as Kay is. There we go. Yeah, you can smell the familiar scents of Nora Frothtanker's cooking. And it's, as that scent kind of wafts over you, that you see a pair of kobolds kind of bustle by. One of them... Hold on. Let me just find my descriptions here, because I gotta remember what they look like. Here's...
It was muscular and strong. Protect Nora.
There's a purplish scaled kobold with some blue and black spotted scales, and she's kind of got the quieter, a little bit more hunched demeanor, but she's kind of shuffling between tables and putting stuff on people's tables in front of them, drinks and food and the like. And then there is a brown and white striped kobold who carries himself with pretty much the exact opposite temperament, and he's just like, he's got a broom that he is sweeping with, but in between sweeps he'll do like a big like lunging attack with it, and he'll go hey, just like making these crazy noises. And you recognize Molo and Tess, and also if you kind of give a glance to the rafters, you will see that Malt has already found his way back to here, and he kind of gives you a little wave with one of his claws.
Yeah, we knew Malt. Yeah, we brought Malt here, I think.
Hanging out in our keep when we left.
Okay. Tess!
Yeah, she kind of startles at the sound of her name, but then turns kind of wide-eyed and sees you, and doesn't like run up or anything like that, but kind of walks over to you. Like she heads your direction, and she says, "Oh, hello. You're here. That's good. Nora will be happy."
Yeah, go and tell Nora we're here.
Okay. Yeah, and she kind of scuttles off. But your call also alerted Molo.
Oh.
And he comes bounding over, broom in hand. What voice did he do? It was crazy. He was like, Humbles! Humbles of my ass! Hello!
Hey, Moa!
Look back! They're here!
Yeah.
We're here! Everybody's here!
Did you have a good journey back?
Oh, yeah. No, there were no dragons, so that was a little bit annoying. But, it was good. Nora was happy. It was fun camping. I've never camped before.
Great. The place is looking nice.
Oh, yeah, I've been sweeping for days.
Have you been building, Moa?
No.
Seems like there's some stuff that could be built still.
No, but there's plenty to sweep, and I'm better at sweeping, so.
Alright.
Have you seen any dragons lately?
We passed by a dragon's lair.
Oh, well,
It was Boletus. It's the deep dragon.
Oh, that's a strong name.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't want to mess with it.
Oh, I bet he's really, really, really tough.
So we went far away from that dragon.
Well, I would have gone right in, and I would have bowed down, and I would have said, "Oh, great dragon, I am Molo. I am forever in your service." And he would have taken me forever into his service, and I would have been happy.
Would you really have done that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's like nods enthusiastically.
I'll file that away then.
Mm. Well, okay, I got lots of sweeping to do. And he just like shuffles off, gets back to his dramatic sweeping.
Mm.
The floor looks really clean in here.
Yeah.
And Nora comes out with Tess. Tess kind of hangs back closer to the kitchen. But Nora sees you, and my description of Nora. Yeah, she's got that like lustrous, curly, shoulder-length black hair that has kind of like the honey gold at the tips. Her eyes kind of light up as she sees you, and she just kind of comes right over, and she just gives you a big hug.
Yeah, I'll hug her back. Hey, Nora.
Embers! Oh, this place it's gonna be great. I can already tell, it's shaping up.
It's looking good. Better than it was when I found it.
This is going to be an excellent venture, and I was able to get a good deal selling the mill house back in Port Horizon Shroud. So I've got a lot of capital to, furnish this place and make it look really good. I'm really excited about it.
Great.
It's going to be the first time I've really done something fully on my own, and I've been waiting for this.
So exciting. I wanted to introduce you to my friend Kashura.
Yeah, she waves hello, and Kashura just kind of gives her like the cool nod.
She'll need a place to stay for a little while.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a ton of rooms, but fortunately we don't have a ton of visitors just yet. We're still kind of getting the word out that the town is on the up and up again. Yeah, I think we can probably work something out. She kind of looks at Kashura. I don't really know how to price rooms with holes in the roofs. I don't know, any thoughts? And Kashura just kind of goes, like, it gives her an eyebrow raise and says, I don't know, I guess I could work for a room and board for a bit. And yeah, Nora just like kind of enthusiastically nods. Yeah, sure, that'll work. I mean, until we're up and running, we need more people to help around here and get things going. How are you with hammer and nails, carpentry? Kashura just like shrugs. I don't know. That'll do. Okay, you're hired. All right. Molo will keep sweeping. It's all he's good for. Tess will do the serving. I'll do the kitchen stuff, and we can put you to work getting this place rebuilt.
Great. Hey, speaking of kitchen stuff, can we get some food?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, you arrived not too long after I finished making lunch, so I can get some of that out to you. Yeah, grab it. We're out of tables. There's not many. Do you mind sitting on the floor?
Never.
We need to get more tables. Yeah, just grab a spot of floor, anywhere.
Okay. And Embers just does.
Okay. Yeah, you could even lean your back against the anthill if you want.
Ooh. Best seat in the house.
She brings out your food and kind of drops it for you and Kashura, who takes it kind of... she's not embarrassed about it, but you know what I mean? Like, she's like a little bit unsure about taking food.
Apprehensive.
Yeah.
And Nora just says, before she kind of gets back to what she was doing, by the way, if you and your friends could get thinking about this, I'm not sure I'm in love with the original name for this place. It was the Deep Dive Inn. I'm not sure also if I want to go and just, like rename this place the Mill House and like replicate what I had before. So I don't know. I'm open to new ideas for names or themes or whatever for this place. So if you and your friends have any ideas, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll pass it along to them.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I've got Molo and Tess thinking about it as well, Malt too, but we haven't settled on anything good yet. Molos are all like, "That girl's done!" or something like that, you know? Like, not the best.
We're not even in Digger.
No, but he likes that one for some reason. So.
We'll think about it.
Alright. You just let me know if you've got any ideas. We're still in the process of getting things patched up, so no rush is what I'm trying to say before we start decorating.
Alright, now we, indicating herself, sure, have been subsisting on nothing but berries for days. So I want your cooking.
Sure, yeah, I mean, have at it. I'll leave you to it. And she goes back to the kitchen. Molo will sidle by on occasion, singing some song in Draconic to himself. But other than that, you're pretty much left alone.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need a scene here. Just, that's what we're doing for now.
Elwyn and Vert, do you have anything you want to do at the keep before we dive into downtime proper?
Do you have anything you wanted to do?
No pressure, I just want to give you the opportunity.
I did want to have a chat with Vert, but it doesn't have to be today. It could be sometime during downtime, or it could be right now.
Well, we can skip forward to sometime during downtime. Sometime during the next week, and we can do your scene. Yeah.
I think that, yeah, that makes sense. Ellen's tired. She's going to
So you
take a
can
bath
pretty
and
much,
go to bed.
Take your bath, get your rest, and then sometime during the next week, tell me about the scene.
Oh boy. When we're just together one day, Ellen will just say, "So, I haven't really wanted to think about it much, but we got a lot of information from Kashura, and I'm still not sure what we should do about it. I know that I'm very clear on how you feel about the Emperor, and I support you, but I also question the wisdom of making an enemy of him right now."
I mean, I'm not gonna walk to his front door to torch and a pitchfork right now.
Right, but if we were talking about finding members of the rebellion and aiding them against the Empire, making a name for ourselves as being against the Emperor, when it comes to the bigger picture, I'm just wondering if that's the right course of action for us.
I mean, this might be the perfect time to do it if Fisher's information's good. Because if the League of Terrors is going to be leading some army or making a claim to Stratos, then he's gonna have his hands full.
So you would rather ally with the League to take out the Emperor
I
than
wouldn't ally
ally
with them either, but
with the Emperor?
I don't ally with the Emperor, that's for sure too.
Well, that's my
I feel like
point.
there's more than two choices here. It's not one or the other.
Then what do you foresee? What is our path forward? How do we deal with this?
Which part of this?
Anything. What's our
Yeah.
next step? I don't know what to do.
Well, I mean, first things first is I would like to find a way to rescue my father.
Right, of course.
So, any means to accomplish that, and we don't need to raise a rebellion to do that, we just need to find the means to infiltrate Greymantle Penitentiary?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the penitentiary.
That's not really what I was asking, though. As far as how we deal with the whole thing.
Like the big picture?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to take this in small chunks. Obviously, we don't have the resources to deal with anything on that scale. So we can't do anything right now.
Well, that's my point.
But what we can look at is if we want to rescue my father and then also continue looking at these nexuses.
And meanwhile, are we going to go along with the plan of allying with the rebellion in the hopes of undermining the Emperor's power? Even if that could come back and bite us all in the behind.
I think it's kind of a lose-lose. I mean, we're against two giant factions.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, at this point, we need to just look out for ourselves more than ally with one of them, if that's even one of the options, right?
I'm not sure that's the right move either.
Okay.
I mean, we have a responsibility now. We're on a council here in the town. We're in a position where we need to protect these people, and we have this information now. The right thing to do would be to help the world.
Yeah, I guess it's also a matter of convincing the world that there's a problem.
Exactly.
So...
And I know you're going to hate to hear this, but the Emperor could be one of our staunchest allies against the League.
Gosh. Yeah, I did hate to hear that.
And I'm sorry I had to say it. And listen, I've been talking to Embers a lot, and again, you're not going to like hearing this, but what if we offer the Emperor an avenue to redemption? I mean, what was your plan all along? Did you want to kill him?
I mean, it's not like I really had a plan, right?
Nylon rumbles at, did you want to kill him?
Yeah. Were you planning to get powerful enough and get enough powerful allies that you could storm his front door and stab him in the heart and call it good?
Yeah, my
And
dreams.
what is that going to accomplish for you?
I don't know.
Wouldn't it be better to forgive him and get your kingdom back through friendship and allyship? Like, combine forces against this threat, and then once you've gained his trust, maybe there's a way to restore your kingdom that way.
I think...
Or if we need to bring him to justice, then we can do it. But I don't know.
This man that you're speaking of, to me, he's just some conqueror, you know? He didn't want... If he was truly willing to be diplomatic, he would not have done the things he did. So, no, I don't think he can be reasoned with in this way. I've never met him, so I can't say that for sure, but I don't want to try either.
Nylon rumbles his approval.
Got you, Diadon. I mean, look, Owen, I don't have the answer to this. I don't know. We have Kashura's testimony, and that's pretty good. But, like, I don't think we really have the means to make big decisions. We can definitely look at these avenues. Maybe we can reach out to that, I don't even know what she called it, that planet or whatever that has those, right? And maybe that's where we start. We don't look at these two factions that are in front of us that are hostile, right? Because that would just leave us very exposed. And that could leave this place very exposed as well. Maybe we go outside. And then maybe they can help sort of quell this uprising and this problem.
Just think about it.
I mean, I've been thinking about it ever since she told us, but...
I know, but really think about it. What other options you might have
Well,
that are not revenge and murder?
I'm just hoping that potentially my father can help with some answers. He was really good at this stuff. And I never ruled the kingdom, you know, so...
Well, maybe we can pull some strings now that we're back and see if we can learn more about the penitentiary.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, I would definitely like to take steps to freeing him, and then maybe with his help, I mean, I'm sure that he has still his political contacts and connections that we could use, and that might be a driving force as well. And it might not be all for, you know, killing people and stuff, we might be able to find some way to negotiate. But
Your father was very good at building allies, and he has experience as a smaller force standing against a much bigger and much stronger one.
yeah,
So-
and that's why I really want to get him out of there. This is like his thing. But yeah, Owen, I mean, to try and patch things up with the Emperor, I know that's like for me to try and take his side or something. Like,
I know. I'm not asking you to do that.
I mean, you realize what he's done to me.
I know.
His decision.
I know. I know. And he is everything that you say he is, I'm sure. But I'm trying to think of what's best for the people in the world and what it might take for us to protect them and to survive this.
Sure.
What difficult choices we might need to make.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, but yeah, I'm there. Like, I would like to get more information so we can make those decisions with a little bit more confidence.
And that's our next step, I guess.
To get information.
Get information.
Yeah, as luxurious as that sounds, I think that's what we gotta do.
All right.
Okay. The other thing that happens early in the downtime, in addition to that conversation, is Torin brings a group of people to you.
Yeah.
Which song is good for this? I'll do this one. Embers, where do you want this to happen? When you get back, Torin says, "Hey," and in his loud voice, he says, "Hey, I've got a group of recruits. 3 of them, like you asked. They're all ready to meet you and ready to get on the job."
Do we have a map of the keep?
Yeah, you would. I can bring it up on Roll20 if you
Yeah,
want.
that's what I want
You want me
to
to change it?
Yep.
Once it's up.
Oh, I need to drag you over. It's on 3 floors, so you'll just have to tell me which,
Yeah.
or I guess 4 if you count the basement, which floor you want to see. The other thing you'll notice, sorry, I meant to mention this earlier, but the other thing you notice when you get back to your keep is that Torin has also recruited a small staff of just like housekeepers and things like that to kind of run the place, and he basically just explains it. I don't know what to tell you. The place was getting dirty. I wasn't doing anything. It was just on its own somehow getting dirty, like dust everywhere. And so I hired some people. They don't charge much, but they'll keep it clean, change the candles and stuff.
That's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do like a clean house.
It is nice to come back to a clean place, isn't it?
Yes. Was there an armory in the basement?
The armory, there is one. It's here on the first floor.
Oh yeah.
Zach, if you'll scroll down.
Waiting for us to get settled, and then I'll switch it.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
this building in the bottom right,
Mm-hmm.
or not really a building, the like tower room.
Yeah.
There's some weapon racks and things like that in there.
That's really a small place for everyone to gather.
It's not a large armory.
Yeah, let's do this in the study here.
Okay. Yeah, study sounds good.
And I think I'll just like have Vert and Ellen sit on the couch and just like, all right, now sit there and prepare to be amazed.
Right?
Torin.
Well, I didn't have them ready just yet.
Oh, well, where are they? Go get them.
All right, I'll be right back. Give me 10 minutes.
Give me 10 minutes.
Did you tell us that you were doing this, or did you do this secretly? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Oh, by the way, I should show.
I don't think I did tell you.
While
you
we
tell
have roll
me
20
your
up.
idea to do it, but you didn't tell me that you had actually done it.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
that's what it was.
While we have roll 20 up.
Oh
we
yeah!
have some new Torin art. There he is.
Yeah.
There's our Dragonborn boy.
There he is.
Information about the artist in the description. Check it out. She's so good.
Oh,
Torin looks so cute. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. So Torin runs out and is gone for like 10, 15 minutes before running back in, huffing and puffing, and then kind of gives Embers a big thumbs up.
All right. Sorry for the wait.
what's going on?
Torin, I have something to show you, or some ones to show you.
I can see.
All right, fall in, he shouts. And a group of 3 individuals shuffle in. Let me get my notes of them so I can describe them accurately. Here we go. The first person in the room is a hobgoblin woman. Looks to be in her maybe late 30s, early 40s, somewhere in there. Or probably closer to somewhere in her 30s. Anyways, she is tall and kind of, like all of her limbs are like long and they're very like skinny. She has, where's her description? This like cherry red skin that hobgoblins tend to have, and she's got the pointed ears and glossy black hair, which she wears in kind of like a very sharp angled bob. There's one section of the bob that it's kind of twisted around itself in a little braid, and you can see that each of the strands of the braid have been dyed different colors. Blue, red, green, white, black. And she dresses in this kind of like sleek, pristine robe that has those similar colors on it. It's mostly red, but there's some of those other colors. And she accents it with like golden bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and sort of other jewelry that's ornamented with like various colored stones. And she holds herself tall as she walks in with her chin up a little bit. And she takes the first position on sort of like the far left facing the couch and kind of puts her arms behind her back, just presenting herself there. And Torin says, "This is Izzy!" That's spelled I-S-I.
Is there like the crowd cheering track going on? Or whatever?
Only if you guys cheer.
Game shows.
I think Ember's is quietly doing it.
Perfect.
Now, I know you said you wanted people who couldn't easily be knocked over with a punch or whatever, but Izzy's strong in other ways. Don't let her arms fool you. And she kind of gives Torin a glare at that.
That was you who said that, Torin.
What? Did I? I thought that was you. Well, anyways, trust me, she's good. Yeah, show him. And Izzy just kind of like, in her hand, conjures a sacred flame.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And just kind of lets it crackle there for a minute.
Ember's claps.
I would like Julie do the thing.
How close is her outfit to the Dragon Tooth Brotherhood uniforms?
Different.
Okay.
They tended to sort of pick one of the colors, but it's the same spectrum. Yep. The next person comes in. This person is a younger individual. Late teens, barely an adult. He looks like someone who lives in Amberhearth. He's
Hey,
kind
we
of,
live in Amberhearth.
Does he
Well, I
like
know.
ant bites out of him?
but he's got that like farmer look.
Yeah,
right?
oh, okay.
He's tall
Okay.
and lanky, still growing into his new height. He's got messy brown hair, freckled tan skin, brown eyes, rough hands, you can tell just by looking at him. And he's wearing like some dirty overalls and boots, like he just came out of the fields. But he's holding in his hand what looks to be a wizard staff he probably carved himself. And there's just kind of haphazardly stuck in the top of it, there's a chunk of amber. And he kind of doesn't come in with the same poise. He kind of like...
Sorry, did you say he's a human?
Yes. He kind of... I'm not sure what the word is. He doesn't come in, like, with a graceful stride, because he's still kind of, like, getting used to his height. But he takes his spot next to Izzy and kind of, like, holds his staff with one hand and then kind of shuffles it to the other, and he's kind of unsure what to do with it. And he just gives a little wave and says, "Well, hi, y'all. I'm Eustace Goodgrapes. Pleased to meet you. Really happy to be considered part of this team. Torrin, should I bow? What do I do here? Salute?" He gives a salute. And Torrin's like, I know. Doesn't look super tough. But this guy showed me some really impressive magic, and he was really interested in meeting with you. And Torrin points to Elwyn.
Oh.
Yeah, your turn. Show him. And Eustace kind of like fumbles the staff and then points it. He like looks around the room where he should point it, and Torrin just points like out the door. And Eustace like mumbles a few words in an arcane mumbo jumbo, holds his staff forward, and a beam of frost, a frostbite cantrip, flies out of his staff. Yeah, I just started being able to do this a little bit ago. I don't really know what's up with it, but yeah, when my mom and pa said that there was someone who saved the town who could do some cold magic, I thought maybe I could learn a thing or two. And then, yeah, this guy came around, and he sure as rain can breathe ice out of his mouth, so maybe that'll be helpful too. I don't know. Anyways, really happy to be here.
Very impressive, thank you.
It's very impressive that you can still do magic. You know, not many people can anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't even really know how. It just started happening.
Most people have to study for a long time to do that.
That's true.
I was just plowing the field one
Some
day,
people get
and ice started forming behind me, and well, I don't know, just bit by bit, I feel like I've been piecing it together.
All right.
I read some books. I don't know, I learned to read, but books weren't very helpful. It's more of a feel thing.
The illiterate wizard.
Yeah. And he kind of like shuffles in and takes his spot. And then the final person comes in, and this person is a type of being that you have seen once before. Seems to be made of thick, sturdy, grayish purple mushroom stalks.
Oh my gosh.
This myconid's head is covered with frilly, transparent white fungi that seems to resemble bushy, curly hair. And as they come in, they're folding up an umbrella. And they kind of like quietly go over and take their place. And then with they do kind of like a bulging motion, and then there's like these spores out from the mushroom person, and all of you breathe in these spores, and then a voice. Oh, hello. I'm Tremella.
Tremella.
And then Torrin, kind of like scratches the back of his head and says, "Yeah, this one's kind of weird. Just kind of wandered up out of the caves one day, right after the wind stopped. I don't know, seemed interested in seeing more than just caves. I don't know. But you said strong people, and I did get one. So
Great.
And Tremella says, "Oh, I'm not really that strong. There are plenty of people more strong than me back where I came from, but I am very helpful. So you can count on me."
Great.
And I'm really just excited to be here to learn about everything, all of this.
Wonderful. Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of y'all. Thank you, Torrin. You've done some excellent work.
Yeah. These are the new Silver Seekers.
Great.
We put out a call because I knew that we would need more people, and we wouldn't always be able to go handle everything ourselves. So, what do you think?
They look like they will be a great start.
Yeah.
Torin, are you up to training them, getting them up to speed?
Yes, ma'am. He gives a big salute. We've already begun. Started to do some basic training. You'll notice I've set up a couple training facilities outside of the keep. Just, dummies here and there to practice on.
Great.
Things like that.
Great. Well, if you need a little help on the magical side of things, I can see what I can do.
Yeah, Eustace, raises his hand and says, "Yes, please! I'd love that." And Torin kind of, gives you a nod and says, "Yeah, I'm not much use in that regard, but yeah, I can get them trained up right quick in other skills, so."
Great.
Yeah.
We're counting on you.
Izzy goes, "Ahem. I would like to please confirm the price that was mentioned for our services."
Oh yeah. It's the rate that was on the posters. Did you see the posters
I did.
that we put up?
Gosh darn it, I didn't write the rate in my notes, but I remember it being pretty generous. And she says, "Yes, the rate on the poster did sound good. If you're willing to commit to paying that,
Oh, of
I'm
course.
willing to commit to serving under you."
Great. I have some ideas about what they can do for us. I'll discuss them with you later. I just wanted you to meet the team.
Can I insight check each of them?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Is that going to be
Absolutely.
3 checks
We can just do one.
or 1 general check?
Yeah, we'll do one general check.
He always jumps on my insight checks and then totally does better than me every time.
I'm really good at insight.
I'm not happy about
Basically an empath.
You could also just give advantage.
Oh yeah, I'll give
If
you
you wanted to be whispering
Now it's
to each other
yours.
back and forth.
Yeah. I'll cast message.
this. Well, okay.
So,
Also,
First-
say Eustace's last name again.
Good grapes.
good grades. Yeah,
Yep.
great.
I thought it was good grades at first,
Oh.
and I thought you were being ironic.
No. Good grapes.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
So that
Yeah.
is with my bonus.
Didn't even need it.
I know, right? No, I totally. Well, I mean, I rolled really good on both of them. That's a 30.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Where do they come from?
Their entire life story.
Can't get that. Can't get that.
I know. I'm basically trying to check if they are trustworthy and how committed they are, or,
Okay. Well, you don't sense any deception in the introductions. Everyone seems to be putting themselves forward honestly. Start at the top. Izzy, especially that last question, you get the sense that Izzy's not here for high-minded morals. Izzy's here for the money. But with a 30 insight, something you notice is, despite her sort of rich presentation, all the jewelry and things that she's wearing, and like the fineness of her robes and stuff like that, there's a hardness to her eyes. She hasn't lived a life of luxury. That's all I'll say you can get from that. But yeah, she's here for the money, at least for now. Eustace Good Grapes. He's young. He seems like he might be a bit maybe naive to the ways of the world. He doesn't seem like the type of person who's ever left Amberhearth. Except for, to get out of town when the ants were attacking. And you get the sense he really doesn't know what he's doing with his magic, but that he very much enjoys that it's manifesting. And then Tremella. Tremella's the hardest one to read because a very different being.
How tall is Tremella?
Maybe not quite Ember's height, but
Pretty tall.
I mean, Ember's is like what, 7?
Not that tall. Ember's is like 6'7".
6,
Oh,
7.
okay.
Yeah. So Tremella's probably closer to like 6 feet, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like tall, but not overwhelmingly tall.
Mhm.
But like Tremella's limbs are like thick mushroom stalk limbs, that sort of thing.
She's built.
Yep. Yep. What was I gonna say?
She's hard to read, but
Seems very friendly and curious. Like as you're watching Tremella is looking around at everything in the room like it's the first time that these objects have been encountered in their entire life, right? Yeah, like you can tell even just like standing here, it is hard for Tremella to like contain the impulse to go pick stuff up and say, "What's this?"
Mhm.
Yeah. And on the topic of Tremella, the other ones have straightforward pronouns, but Tremella is any and all pronouns are acceptable, so, or not. Whatever. However you want to refer to Tremella is fine.
great.
Yeah. The other thing you pick up on is you think that Tremella probably doesn't have any fondness of the sun, similar to you, based on that umbrella when Tremella was coming in.
I like that. Some sensitivity.
Yeah, I think that's probably all you get from Tremella.
Or are we just like whispering to each other about them?
I mean, using the message cantrip to whisper to each
Yeah.
other so no one else hears it.
Whispering.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We have a bad habit of doing that.
So I guess in stage whisper, is this the time that we start asking the questions and things?
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so also I should say that first disguise right now is of the I think I've mentioned this one before, but it's like kind of like the head butler of
Oh
this.
yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So he's like in his very
Something
dignified. His name is Bachelor.
Bachelor, that's right.
And yeah, very dignified look, older gentleman, big mustache.
Silver Fox.
Yeah, that's right. And
So if you're playing the part of the butler, are you standing behind the couch, like with your hands behind your back or whatever, and I'm sitting on the couch like all by myself, all prim and proper?
no,
Or
I
he's sitting on the
think
couch,
he's
isn't
like sitting sort of straight back, like on the couch. But then the second that it's like time for them to like actually talk and like
Yeah,
interview the candidates, and he probably stands up.
I see.
And then he's like, he'll like start walking towards them with like a very discerning eye, and like maybe with the good grapes, is that his name? He's like stop slouching. He's like just like doing like that thing.
Sorry, sir.
He's like going behind him and like looking, he's like kind of inspecting them and like kind of with his like a cane, like kind of like tapping their legs and stuff like that, like stand up straight and
Izzy scowls down at you when you do that.
she wouldn't do that.
When you go to like tap her like legs or whatever to get her to stand straight, she's like, "I'm already standing straight. Thank you
You
very
just
much."
get to a look like you're like, we may be your employers. Izzy. And then he'll just walk to the next
I
person.
mean, she holds your gaze for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. And then he'll look at Owen to see if she has something to say immediately.
I'm curious, Eustace, was it?
Yep, that's my name.
About the source of your magic.
I don't rightly know.
Great. Great. It might be something fun we can investigate together.
Sure, I like that very much. Books were no help.
I didn't think so. I gathered that, but
Could have been reading the wrong ones.
I
but
was more
not much
curious.
help at all.
I was more curious if you had some kind of affinity with a deity, or if you were listening to the wind one day, or if it was something that just started happening.
It really just kind of started happening. Sometimes I do go down to Cultivation's altar, and I attend one of old Heskan Kimbatul's services, but I don't know. Paylor never really did much. I mean, great, he makes the crops grow, but that's nothing to
Sure.
throw all your worship behind.
And
But yeah, it's funny you mention something about winds. Like I can do wind too. And he just like pushes. He like excitedly points the staff in your direction, and you're just gusted by wind.
Thank you.
It blows your hair back. Whoa! Sorry.
That was refreshing. I mean, that's nowhere near the worst winds I've faced in the last month, let me tell you.
Yep. Well, that makes sense. Yep, that's right. I heard about where you went. So.
Well, thank you. I don't know how much help I'll be if it comes to an arcane-based magic, but I can show you at least what I know.
That's already many times more than what I know, so thank you very much.
Of course. And what about you, Izzy, the source of your magic? Do you have some kind of relationship with a deity, or is it something you've studied in books?
I am a devout follower of the Dragon Queen.
Okay. I see.
Izzy. It's Izzy.
Yes. Yes, of course. Thank you. And Tremella,
Yeah.
I am very...
Tremella, when you address Tremella,
She like poof.
yeah, well, there's a little bit of a proof of spores, but also, like, she comes over and stands like, right in front of you.
Verbal like delicately kind of push her back a little bit. They stand with the others.
Oh, okay. Goes back.
I am very pleased by your sense of curiosity and your eagerness to learn. I think that can be very beneficial to you while you're here. Do you understand the role it is that we're hiring you for?
The flyer said we were gonna do good.
Great. Are you comfortable fighting things?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As she says that, though, there's like a... I mean, we're gonna maintain your 30 insight check. Like, she says that, but then, like, does kind of a little twinge, like, well, maybe that wasn't quite right. Like, maybe that wasn't correct. I don't know. And then she's like, yeah, there's something there.
Like, if you had to go out and fight bandits to take back something that was stolen, is that something you'd be comfortable doing?
That's not something you're going to have to do.
I wouldn't want to do it in the sun.
Right. Just saying. We have to be prepared to fight evil, so to speak.
And, well, evil is a big word that I don't think covers bandits, really.
Sure. It was just an
Some
example.
people
Embers.
steal to eat.
It was just an example, Embers.
Izzy says, evil can be quite subjective anyways.
Yes. Yes.
We're just scowling the whole time. Like, what is this discussion?
I just mean, I wanted to know if she could hold herself in a fight, that's all. She seems very learned, or wanting to be learned anyway, and that's great, but...
Tremella says, give me something to break. I'll do it. I'll show you.
That won't be necessary, but I appreciate your eagerness.
And, like, going to grab, like, the picture frame off the wall.
And like, Bert's like, no. They stand with the others.
Oh, okay.
You.
Are we satisfied?
That's all my questions. Did you have something, Ashley?
Tremella, what do you see yourself doing with the Silver Seekers?
Oh, I want to go places.
You want to go places?
Mm-hmm. And, see things. And
So,
do things?
reconnaissance?
Sure.
Looks at Embers, like...
I think that is what they might be doing first. Something along those lines. We'll talk about it. I don't want to...
I see.
You're the boss, of course. This is all your group. She says to the butler.
Yeah, like,
Maintaining your 30 insight. At the mention of going places, doing things, and seeing things, Eustace kind of shrinks a little bit.
yeah. I'm sure we can find tasks that will be fitting to all of your skills once we have a chance to discuss how exactly we're going to be putting you to work. But for now, I think it's best if you are under Torin's care and you focus on training and learning how to follow orders.
Eustace instantly says, like following Torin's example, yes, ma'am, but he like smacks himself in the forehead when he tries to salute.
And you may address me as Milady.
Yes, milady! He does it again. Izzy gives a little bow. Not super low, but a little bow.
That's something. I'll take it.
And Tremella doesn't know what to do, so goes over and gives you a big hug.
Okay.
Picks you up off the couch and lifts you up.
Tattered.
I've seen humans do this! Shakes you.
Thank you. That's lovely, Tremella.
Sets you back.
Thank you. Like brushing spores off with my dress. All right. I think that's all I needed to know. Thank you for now. Thank you.
I will go and get. When did you join? How long have they been here, Tor?
That's a good question. How long would they have been here? Torin will say, got the group together a while back, but didn't actually start working on training until about a week ago. Don't worry, I already paid for this week.
Oh, okay, great.
I just went down into the treasury and pulled some money out.
Yeah, okay, I was about to do that because I didn't know if you'd been paid yet. But then that should do us then.
Yes, thank you.
Recruits, fall out! And they kind of make a haphazard line and make their way out of the room.
Well, that was interesting. What do you think of them in person?
I'm so pleased that we got a cleric, priestess. We got someone who can use magic.
I'm not sure I would go right to a priestess. She seems to be... Well, do you know who the Dragon Queen is?
I'm gonna make a history or a religion check.
Yeah, either one.
Okay, I'll make a religion check. Let's see.
I feel like it's a pretty low DC.
Correct.
To at least have some concept.
I mean, the last time Ember's rolled religion check, it was a natural 20.
This is a 16.
Yeah, I mean, you know the basics.
Yeah.
You know who Tiamat, the Dragon Queen, is.
I mean, it's not like I'm one to talk in this situation.
It is
At all.
It's one of the two major religions of the Empire.
Okay.
It's that and Bahamut.
It's not like I'm one to talk in this situation, so I'm reserving judgment, but I don't know if she's going to be that type of spellcaster. She's not going to be like Megan.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I get that impression.
Okay. Do you think we should find someone else?
Well, I think it would be nice to put them all on a trial run for now and watch them, and I will go down to train with them for a bit, and I will evaluate their magic, and if she gives me any reason to suspect that her intentions are not something that align with ours, then we could consider it, but...
Okay. So anyway, this is what I was thinking.
Right.
About the first job, right? One of Kashira's problems is that, I mean, as far as I can tell, she has two. One is Illusion and the other is Elu. But these people could go and find and secure Elu for us.
Doesn't that seem like a high-level job for new recruits?
Well, what's dangerous about it?
Well, we don't know, do we?
It takes someone smart, and Izzy seems pretty smart. And if Izzy runs into trouble, then she's got Eustace and Chellum at her back.
Eustace didn't seem like he wanted to leave.
Eustace, I don't think, has ever been outside the city before. So it might be a big job for him. But I like the way you're thinking. Sending them on recon might be a good place to start. Maybe not rescuing her themselves, but maybe locating her.
I mean,
Sure, that's what I meant, right?
Izzy's probably the only one who's ever seen a city before.
Right. That's true. And I don't know how much I trust her, but I guess the one thing we can trust about her right now is that if we're paying her, she'll do the job to get the money. Maybe we can offer her some kind of a better, more luxurious reward if there's something we need that seems a little bit less than what she's willing to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Let's see how the training goes.
Okay.
I do like the idea of starting with something small.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have them go out and help with the construction efforts around town and such to start.
Well, sure, I mean, but I kind of wanted... Yeah, sure.
What, members?
I really wanted them to do something good.
Right. Well, rebuilding the town is good.
But it's
It's
not
important.
like kind of good that only we Silver Seekers can do.
I know, but we got to start somewhere. And these guys are not ready to go on a mission like that.
And we shouldn't go looking for trouble.
That's also true.
All right.
But
helping people, that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how small. They're going to make a difference in somebody's day, and that's where we start, right?
Mm-hmm. All right.
did the Myconid even accept payment? Like, did they even care about money?
It seems they did. Yeah.
They took it. They're like,
I mean, you weren't there for
Shiny.
the payment because Torrin did it before you guys got here. But Torrin didn't say anything about Myconid not taking money.
okay.
Perhaps we can
You
go
can
around
imagine
town.
though that it was like, ooh, what a novel concept.
Yeah,
What do I do with this? Do I need it?
exactly. Yeah. They just accepted like the flyer just to like experience things, not for payment.
Mhm.
Like,
Let's take some time in the next week or so as we're back home, and when we're in town, keep an ear out for trouble, things that people need help with, and these are things that we can maybe assign them to. Right?
Actually, that reminds me. I was gonna go out and see if I could meet with that group that you told us about, right? The Clouder. Do either of you want to come with me and meet them?
Remind us what that was again.
Bert learned a bit about them. They are a criminal group that seems to have some presence in Amberhearth. Bert met with someone named Five-Fingered Fred,
I remember
who
that.
claimed to have an inn there.
you want to do that?
I do, but
What are you hoping to gain from that?
just to kind of meet them and find out what's going on with them. I don't want to come up too strong.
Of course not.
I feel like we shouldn't. We should go there to like for a reason,
To negotiate or something.
right?
We don't even know anything about them.
We know their dealings, though, right? Like we know, like, or we just know their name.
Can't remember off the top of my head what all information Five-Fingered Fred gave you, but I mean the general gist you've gathered is, let me grab it in my notes. Just a second.
Okay.
I'll tell you while he's looking that up that like probably with your passive insight, you can tell that like Embers is offering this to you, but she doesn't really want either of you to come. After the stuff that you were saying about like maybe we can use them to fight bandits, because Embers is like let's not go meet the bandits with the mindset that we have to take them into justice.
No, that wasn't. Okay, no, you would understand. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
That wasn't a let's go fight bandits. That
Yeah.
was a hypothetical.
Yeah. But it is the first thing Embers heard. It's like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it totally.
It's not a like, from what you gather, it's not a group with like a super long history, but has definitely been around for like more than a decade. Maybe a couple, 20 years, like 30 years tops, something like that. Like, not a super old group, but yeah, they're thieves and smugglers and cut purses and things like that.
Okay.
Ambers, I'm curious why it is you want to meet with them. If you were just saying you want to do good in the city.
Don't you think offering a bunch of thieves and cut purses and bandits the chance to redeem themselves is a good thing we could be doing?
But you want to recruit them
Sure.
when we haven't even made a name for ourselves yet.
Yeah, we have.
Well,
Everyone knows we saved the city.
I mean, with our recruits haven't made a name for themselves. Maybe, I mean, I don't want to discourage you from doing something you're passionate about, of course, but is this the time to be reaching out to them first? I mean, given the situation, are you just going to be poking a bee's nest?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I won't stop you. It's just,
Do either of you want to come along?
I can back you up.
Okay. But be nice, all right?
He'd be nicer than I would.
I don't know about that, but yeah, actually, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What's your approach to finding them? Are you going to use one of the favors that Vert worked up in the
With the five-finger friend.
yeah, with the like lower class contacts?
Yeah, that's kind of like my only route that I have to finding them.
We were saying one of my favors. Did I have like just a finite number of favors, or is
You
it
have
just like
3.
I have 3?
Mm-hmm. You've got one with a like a tavern keeper who's in the know,
Okay.
in like the lower class
Mm-hmm.
section of the city, or you've got Five-Fingered Fred for information about the Clouder. So that might be the best way to go.
Yeah.
Though the tavern keeper would also probably work, and you've got like someone who's involved in hauling goods back and forth between Erudition and Amberhearth.
Yeah. So one of those tavern keeper or the five-finger Fred. I was trying to think if there's like something else we could do while we're there. Just like meeting them and be like, oh. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we can use one of those too. Might as well talk to Five-Finger Fred.
Okay. Yeah, you can arrange a meeting. You used your persona Onyx before to meet with
So I did that
Five-Fingered
again.
Fred.
Yeah.
Per your typical interactions with Five-Fingered Fred, by the time you arrive, it looks like he's already got like 3 mugs of like beer that he's gone through on his own.
Yeah.
He is like a scraggly red-haired, freckled human, and when he sees you come in, he kind of waves you over to his table. The seedy tavern where you do these meetings is called the Peach Fuzz, and it's
It's this one.
it's in Shovel Sharp Citadel, the dwarven part of, the dwarven little city outside of Amberhearth. So, you sit down at the table with Five-Fingered Fred, and Embers is there as well. And Five-Fingered Fred says, "Boy, who's your friend? I didn't say you could bring no friend."
They're with me. It's all right.
We'll see.
What if I pay for another drink?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll hear
okay.
what you have to
I'll
say.
just like wave the bartender. Like, I know how you work, Fred. We need to meet with the Clouder.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like spits out his drink. It goes down the wrong tube. Well, you need to meet with the Clouder. Okay, yeah. I could arrange a bit of an. I could arrange a meeting. Kind of leans across the table. What are you guys interested in? You got a job? Got something you need doing?
I guess you'd call it a job, or of sorts.
All right.
But,
yeah, okay. That's the kind of thing the Clouder might be interested in hearing about. You'll fit right in. Yeah, boss will love you.
Embers just stares. Embers is not here to talk because she's bad at it.
You're gonna be talking. It's not gonna be me talking.
No,
I'm backing
not
you up.
now.
Yeah.
When we're there, I'll do it.
It's gotta save her one
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Great
really
roll.
natural 20. Okay. All right. Yeah. When can we meet him?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go back to my contact. See if they're willing to meet. Tell them there's a prospective job. Any detail of that I could share, that, by the way? Or what should I say? Does it pay big?
I'll message. I'll just like lean over to Embers and cast message and whisper to her. You're just gonna try and convert them. You're just gonna try and like. You just want to like bring them over to the from their thieving ways, right?
Slowly. With a job for us first, maybe. Something good that they could be doing instead of stealing from people.
Okay.
Is there a thing that we could ask them to steal that would be... Wait a second, I do have a job for them.
Mm-hmm.
We can have them steal the ship.
Oh, the spaceship.
Oh yeah.
That's the biggest job they've ever had.
Oh my god, that is a good job. Yeah, Embers, you're so smart. The best.
I just thought of that.
That is great. And then so he'll lean back and then look at Five Finger Fred. Yeah, it's a big job.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Boss is gonna love that. Alright, okay. Alright. I'll bring it to my handler. I'll see if I can set up a meeting with her.
Do that.
If I can set it up, I'll get word to you. We'll meet back here if my handler's able to, or is interested.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep. And then I'll like wave over another drink for Five Finger Fred.
Yeah. Onyx, you know the way that guys are. And yeah, just kind of like clanks mugs with you and takes a big drink.
Yeah.
Your friend's a bit weird though.
We kind of attract all types, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Kind of gives you a long look. He's swaying a little bit.
Embers is gonna make an intimidation check.
Here's the one roll.
No,
Make
don't
it count.
waste it.
Make it count.
Don't waste it.
Make it count.
19 on top.
Oh, crap! Plus or minus what?
So that works out to a 17.
Nice. Luckily, Five Finger Fred is a low-level lackey.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what do you do?
I think just like, I think Ember's just like, who's been kind of slouching in her chair, holds his gaze and straightens up to her full height, still holding the gaze, so that now she's looking down at him.
He just goes, whoa, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then Onyx just gives him like a.
I take it back. I take it back.
Don't do that. Kind of shaking the head like, don't mess with her.
Yeah, wouldn't wanna. Yikes. Ugh.
All right, Fred, we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, and he goes back to his drinking, but a couple days later, at maybe like a drop point that you've agreed on, you find a note from Five Fingered Fred saying that his handler is willing to meet back at the Peach Fuzz.
Okay, let me.
At nighttime.
That's fine.
That day.
Okay, can we do something else first? I might need to prepare a couple.
Okay. Yes.
Sure.
Well, then I will look in on, unless you have something you want to do. Okay, I'll look in on the training.
Okay.
Magic training. With the recruits.
Torin has, when you show up, Torin has set up a bunch of like, you chop down a tree and then you've got all those like small sections of stump, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a bunch of those, but they've been hollowed out, and he's having them run back and forth, 1 foot in each one. It's like basically the tire training.
Oh my
And he's
goodness.
timing them and shouting at them. And you see Eustace going through it, and Torin shouts, "Now I've seen your ma do better than that, Eustace! Those knees! And he's doing the whole drill sergeant thing, shouting as loud as he can, which is quite loud.
Yeah.
And
I feel like Elwyn goes to stand next to Torin and just watch them doing their drills, and he's yelling, and she's like plugging her ear with one finger, the one that's closest to him.
when he's coming back, the direction facing where you've now joined Torin, Eustace spots you and tries to wave as he's doing the run and totally faceplants.
Yeah. Oh.
And Izzy just snorts.
Walk it off! Walk it off!
Walking it off! Walking it off! He gets back up.
Yeah.
And Torin kind of turns to you and says, "Alright, so this is not their best showing, but I promise you, they're getting better."
No, they already look much better. And it's only been a day, so keep up the good work. I don't mean to interrupt, but I thought I might come and observe for a little while.
Sure. Anything you want to see?
Maybe target practice? Spell practice?
Alright. Yeah, and he shouts something to get the recruits' attention, and they all kind of fall in. And he brings them over to where he set up some dummies using like clothes that were in Lord Mistfalath's closet when you got here. Just like, they're target dummies that are in like elven robes and things.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of said, well, he looks to you, and he kind of gets a smile on his face, like a big toothy grin, and he turns to the recruits and says, "Now, Lady Elwyn Amelos is going to be running this next drill."
Oh boy.
And he kind of gives you an eyebrow ridge waggle, and, like, turns it over to you.
All right. I think I'm gonna. I'm looking at my spell list. I will, I think, pace in front of them, between them and the targets first,
Mm-hmm.
and say, I really just want to have a look at what you can do. What's the extent of the abilities in your possession? I want you to show me your strongest stuff. And I'll get out of the way and nod to Izzy to start.
Okay.
If you can hit all 3 targets in one go, that's a bonus.
Do you mean in, like, with one spell?
Yeah. Are they positioned in such a way that I can hit them all with my, what's it called? Frost Fingers spell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say, allow me to demonstrate. And I will pull my staff out and cast the Frost Fingers.
Eustace says, "Holy grapevines!"
Now, this might be a little high level for y'all, but I want to see what you can do and what I have to work with. If you can only hit one target, that's fine. But show me your stuff.
All right, Izzy's up first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Izzy kind of conjures in her hands the flame that you saw before and lets it crackle there for a minute before hurling it at the target, which would have to make a dexterity saving throw. Targets can't do that. So it splashes across the target, and some of the robes that it's wearing catch fire, and Torin's off to the side with a bucket and just throws water on it. He was ready for it.
He was ready.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great.
Good hit! Good hit!
Great. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. And she kind of goes to the back of the line with her head held high.
Is that just like a produce flame type thing?
Sacred flame.
Sacred flame, okay.
Um,
Sacred flame? Something you hurl? Okay. Anyway, that's fine.
it says it descends on a creature you can see with her hand. She hurls it.
She
From the
hurls it.
heavens.
That's how it works for her. That's
Yep.
fine.
Eustace steps up, and Tremella is standing way too close to Eustace in line. And as he kind of goes to throw his spell forward, he kind of bumps into Tremella, and a puff of spores come off of Tremella. But you can see that, I don't know, something about the spores seems to guide the bolt of the spell. She uses the help action. And yeah, if he can hit all 3 targets, he gets a bonus.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's not a reward or anything, but...
He, instead of doing the Ray of Frost that he did before, he waves his staff across his hand, and in his hand form 3 knives, or a knife, which he throws at the target, and he's got to see if he can hit it first, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
But
I mean, it'll explode regardless of whether it hits or not.
Range spell attack, yep, and he's got advantage because of help. Come on, Eustace. What is your range spell attack to hit? +4. Yeah, 15 will hit a target.
Nice.
The knife lands in the center target, not straight on the center, but it's a decent throw. It hits target, and then the knife explodes and hits the other target.
Great. Yeah, it's something I'm very familiar with.
And Tremella just claps him on the back, and he goes falling forward into the...
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I knew that would work. I really did.
It's great.
Can't do that too many times. That's already about most of my energy for the day. But
Yes, understandably. understandably. But that was very impressive.
Pretty good, right? That's it's one of the more explosive ones I've managed.
Right. I used to do a trick like that quite often, but you have to be careful with it if you have an ally close by.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. What if one of those dummies had been an ally?
Then you would have had some apologizing to do. Tell me, Izzy, that was an impressive spell that you cast as well, and I appreciate you showing it. Are you at all skilled with healing magic as well?
She sighs and says, "Yes, milady, I can do a little bit of healing."
That's great. You see, the three of y'all are a team now, and you gotta look out for each other.
Hold on just a second. She says, I've never worked at a team, but I'm willing to try.
Great. There's a first time for everything. And I hope you can learn as much from your new teammates as they can from you. You clearly have a great command of your skills.
She looks at Eustace in particular and just kind of, like, there's like a little bit of disgust on her face.
Yeah, and I track that and I look back at her and I say, your healing powers might come in handy more often than not at the start. So I'm counting on you to help them out.
Yes, milady.
Great. Well, I have a fun game to play. And I summon my wild companion in the form of a small...
Why am I still playing the...
I don't know. Because you're bad at music.
Shots fired.
I am bad at music, though. It's true.
It gives me a chance to figure out what I'm going to summon. I'm going to summon it in the form of a cat.
Okay.
And it poofs on my arm and climbs down and jumps onto the floor. And I'll give it a mental command to go and hide somewhere. And I'm going to say, all right, go find it.
Okay. You're the DM for a second. What kind of check do they make?
Well, they're finding a hidden creature, so they could do survival or perception or investigation, and I'll roll a stealth check for my cat. I like this music. Oh shit, that's really good. Really high DC.
Okay. Let's see. Izzy rolled a 21. Eustace rolled an 11. And Tremella rolled a 16.
The DC was 21.
Okay. The other two go off and start looking, like, right away. They just run off. And Tremella is, like, following Eustace and, like, bumping into him. Basically just, like, running on his heels. Izzy kind of sits there for a minute and, like, looks around. And then walks off in a direction and kind of, like, disappears into the foliage for a bit. And you can hear Tremella and Izzy, like... Tremella and Eustace, like, loudly rummaging around in the bushes and things like that. But Izzy just kind of silently, after, you know, a few minutes of searching, comes back with your cat held in hands.
That's great.
Presents it to you.
Great. I think before she comes back, as they're searching, I'll be standing with Torin. And I'll say to Torin, what's your take on the recruits? After you've been training them for a little bit, what are your thoughts?
They're not the type that I'm used to training.
That's for sure.
But, well, they got it. They got enthusiasm. They've got enthusiasm for different reasons, but they've got enthusiasm. That's more important.
That's true. It's, I think, easy to have enthusiasm with a captain like you.
Well, that's real nice of you to say. I've never had anyone say anything like that before, but thank you.
You'll tell me if you run into any trouble with them, alright?
Yeah, of course.
Keep an eye on Izzy.
And just let us know what our first mission will be.
Of
I'm
course.
ready and willing to walk him through it.
Are you planning to go out on missions with them? Or?
Yeah, no supervising commander sends their recruits out on their own on their first mission.
Great. Clearly, I'm new at this, so you'll be teaching me as much as you're teaching them.
Well, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Just keep an eye on Izzy, alright? I think her motivations might be slightly different, but she could be persuaded.
Yeah, he nods and says, "Look, I know," and he kind of like, he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Look, I know that the Dragon Queen gets a bad rep, and some of that is deserved. But a lot of her followers that I've met, you know, they take things away from her religion, like, you know, being good with your money, careful with it, not overspending, you know, taking pride in yourself and not letting others put you down, following your passions and your strengths. These aren't bad things."
No, of course not. I'm not so much against her chosen fate.
She's got an attitude, I understand.
Right. I just think she's not quite used to sharing, maybe, or looking out for others. I think she could learn it, and I think she'd be really talented at it.
What I've seen from her so far, she's cold. Well, she's cold as ice, but
Excuse me.
I didn't mean that as a bad thing. You know what I mean. She's
Well, I suppose.
she's not friendly, but she's done everything I've asked. She hasn't done it with a smile, but she's done it.
That's great.
That's important.
I'm glad to hear that. About this time, she comes running up, and I take the cat from her, and I smile. Say, "I'm so glad to have you with us. You have talent. I'm sure you know it."
She nods and says, "Thank you. I appreciate it all the same."
You're gonna go places, Izzy, and I'm glad we're here for you.
I'm glad to be here.
Insight check.
Yeah, roll the insight check.
You're really good at these.
You know, when you say that, inevitably it's gonna be bad. Oh no, it's 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she doesn't smile as she says it or anything, but
Is she being truthful?
yeah, she seems
Let's be
sincere, at least.
Alright.
She's not like Tremella, who's just like, "Woo, here," right?
A little bit more subdued enthusiasm, but I just,
yeah,
you know,
she's happy to be here.
she's not resentful
No.
or anything. Okay, alright.
She, what was your roll?
28. Because I'm good at insight.
Yeah, I mean, having observed her now, like, take orders and things like that, like, you get the feeling she's just maybe not used to this, and there's, like, a little bit of nervousness and hesitance there. Yeah, and then obviously, I mean, like, you know, she's not here for necessarily
Right.
the high-minded reasons, but, like, her reasons for being here, they're strong to her. So,
Yeah.
she's happy about it.
That's great. Alright. Yeah, then I guess we don't have to play out the rest of my time with them, but I'll spend a little bit of time with Eustace and with Izzy if she wants to join in, giving some, like, tips and tricks about spellcasting and helping kind of Eustace get the feel for it.
Yeah, he's really grateful.
Yeah. That's it.
He's, yeah, I mean, he's eager to show off what he can do, and at one point he, like, casts a spell that, like, makes this icy armor on himself. He says, "Yeah, this'll hang out for like 8 hours." Well, that's not his voice at all. Yeah, this'll stay for like 8 hours. So
looks a little bit
it's crusty.
Be careful though, because that seems like it might be dangerous to touch. If someone were to try and harm you, I mean.
Oh no, that hasn't been my experience. He's just mage armor, but it's icy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I was thinking it was armor of Agathis or
Yeah.
something.
Also
Yeah.
thought that was like,
Mage armor. Oh, then yeah, that's great.
yeah, this will stay on for quite a long time, and it's a little cold, but I mean, a couple days ago we were whacking each other with clubs, and it was real helpful to have. Let me
I
tell
bet.
you.
Yeah, make it a habit of using it. It's great.
oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, they were like hitting each other with sticks.
I see. Okay, I was like, what are you doing over here?
But that's about all of my energy for the day. So
Yeah. Understood. Go take a break.
Yep. Sounds good, boss. I mean, milady. I mean,
Yeah.
madame. What was it again? Yeah. He goes off. Was there anything else that Charm wanted to do with like a week in town? We're not going to get to everything, and we can do a bit more the top of next week. But I want to check in with Charm real quick.
I think Charm will go check out the new inn,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that she had met Mouth before.
You met Malt.
Malt, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different
Yeah,
campaign.
that is sure different. Similar names, though, they get kind of,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
But while she's sitting around the tavern, just kind of taking it in, she suggests to Nora that, this anthill here in the middle of your tavern, Queen's name was Antoinette. Might be a nice name.
Yeah, Nora's a little bit thrown off by you. It's not like in a bad way, but she's never seen anything like you. But yeah, when you suggest that telepathically to her, she says, Antoinette. Yeah, there could be something there, or at least something to do with ants. I guess we don't have to get rid of the anthill. I was thinking about it, but it could stay.
You might have a lot more interesting people visit than you're used to around here. And, myself included, they might want underground rooms. You never know.
Downward expansion. That's an interesting thought. Oh, I bet Mola would be fired up about that.
Anyway,
Yeah, you could see the wheels turning in her brain at that. Antoinette. I'm not sure where to go with that, but that's something to think about.
yeah. Anyway,
The Antoinette.
Antoinette's
Could be.
Eatery.
Yeah, you can tell she's thinking about it and she likes the idea.
But, anyway, I was just thinking that sometimes it's good to be reminded of the past and what we overcome. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to check out and see around town, see how things are going, and offer help.
Yeah, she nods and says, well, I think I've got all the help I need around here, but well, it's nice to meet you. And what was your name again?
Charm.
Nora. And she kind of extends a hand towards you, or two.
We clasp both.
We kind of do the thing where we kind of miss, and so Charm just kind of winds
Nora
up
waves
waving.
too. You would see, man, what would Shura be doing? Because Shura was probably up on the roof when you came in, patching up the roof. Seems like she's just gotten to work and is enjoying that for some quiet time.
Antoinette's Ale House.
That's interesting. While you're there, Molo, I mean, we don't have to play it out, but Molo does come up and, like, bug you. Just like, you're so cool, that sort of thing.
It's very nice to meet you. I've heard some talk about you. All good. No
Are
worries.
rumors of my greatness spreading already? Yes!
I know that
That's everything I've ever dreamed of!
my new friends were very excited at the prospect of the new tavern here. So, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, he just kind of excitedly runs off to tell Tess about how rumors of his greatness are spreading. And Malt just from the rafters says, "They're not spreading." Okay. Was that all you want to do for now?
Pretty much. Get my little 2 cents in.
We'll do a little bit more of this next week, because I know that some of you still have things you want to do, and we at least have to have a meeting with Five Finger Fred's handler.
I have everything figured out now.
Okay, good.
I had to figure
We
it
want
out.
to end on that?
No, we have
Is it gonna
something
be
else
long?
to end on.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
Melissa, I'm going to turn things over to you.
Oh, yeah.
How do Tuppence and Bandana come crashing into Amberhearth?
Oh my gosh.
I need to find a good song.
Is Bandana the Quickling?
No,
Or is
the
that-
dog.
Bandana's the
Dog.
dog
The dog. That's right, the dog. Yeah.
that I found, and really doesn't really have any special abilities, but she lets Tuppence ride.
He's
Yeah.
just pompous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love the dog.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what song is good for this.
Did Tuppence not have a theme?
I thought Tuppence had a theme song.
Was it the Fairytale Waltz? It
No,
might be.
that's that one's.
Almost New, that's Embers. I might not have it here.
I feel like you did pick me out though. Yeah.
We'll just go bright and cheery.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe not that bright and cheery.
yeah.
We'll do this one. Okay. Tell me about it.
So, is Thistle with her?
No, Thistle stayed behind with Zia Wild Dance to start training for his role in the fairy orchestra.
Okay. Okay. So, I think that Tuppence will have emerged from whatever Fae.
He would have come back in through the Twin Towns
Crossing.
fairy ring,
Crossing. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
and from Twin Towns he would have had to travel north via the material plane.
Okay. So, having pretty much traveled on the dog, she's just really, really, really excited to get to where she's going, because traveling by yourself with a dog is not really very fun.
I take offense at that.
They even a dog that talks.
So I think that when she finally goes through the dwarf town and sees the city, she'll just be kind of taken aback a little bit by seeing the destruction she wasn't prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
And you would notice the keep right away, right?
Yep, the keep is visible up on the hill looking over the town.
And so she'd take a little time to look at it and marvel that what she gave up a little bit, And yeah, she'll.
Miss Tuppence, are you quite all right?
It's very emotional. Bandana, look at it. Look at the town. Isn't it beautiful here?
It's beautiful. I've never seen such lovely shades of black and white.
But you love trees, right? There's plenty of them here.
Yes, speaking of which, hold on. He goes up to the side of the road, lifts the leg. That's mine now.
Right. I don't know what to do first. Are you hungry, or should we just head right for it?
I can always eat, but as you command, Lady Tuppence, either way.
I'm so nervous. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You have to say the words. Mush. Mush. We've been working on this. Fine, I'll say it myself. Mush.
She is shaking. She is so nervous. She is shaking.
Okay. Bandana runs you all the way to the keep, and you get looks from people as you kind of run around the sort of like edges of the town. But Bandana's not the only dog that's on the loose. I mean, other people have dogs that kind of roaming around the city. And you're kind of able to like nestle down into the fur, so people don't necessarily notice the pixie riding on the dog. And he runs all the way up the path to the keep and stops in front of it, and you have your first glimpse of this, kind of square fortified area. You can hear the sounds of loud training coming from around maybe like the side or the back of the keep, but the front doors are wide open, and from in there you can hear the sounds of your friends. It sounds like they're sitting down to a meal or something like that. There's laughter and conversation coming from within, and you recognize the voices of Embers and Elwyn, and maybe not Bird's voice, because your voice probably changes with your form. But people they're inside.
Okay, so I'll tell Bandana, do you mind waiting out here for a little bit?
Stay.
This shouldn't take long.
Yes, I'll wait right here.
And then she's going to try to be very stealthy and fly into Embers' fur.
Stealth check. And passive perceptions?
Do you have invisibility?
Well, I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to be rude and startle too much.
Okay.
So I guess my passive
Oh, passive.
insight, which came up earlier, is 20.
I can never, ever
You will never be able to lie to me
lie
ever
to you.
again.
Yeah,
Not that you ever could,
not really.
but that's really funny.
Passive perception for me is 15.
16.
17.
Wisdom.
Alright, well, let's see what I roll.
Do you want to be invisible?
Not really, no.
It's one of my perfect.
But she's pretty small, and hopefully they're distracted. No, that's a 9, so that's only an 11.
You just like tiptoe, and then we all just
look.
stare at you. Like,
But I do want to fly over to Embers and just hug her around the back of the neck.
Just
Say-
like face first in the fur.
I missed you so much.
I think Embers falls out of her chair.
And that's where we can end tonight.
because she's so strong.
It's like, when you go face first into your bed.
Yeah.
It's flop into the fur.
And then just the force just knocked everything out of the chair.
So thank you guys for playing. Thank you to everyone who came to watch. We'll pick up there with, well, we don't know what the reunion will be like. Interior reunion, happy reunion, we'll find out. Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Hope to see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.